Hello there.
Yes, hello there and welcome to today's lore video featuring the Ithorians. Ithorians were a sentient mammalian herbivorous species from the planet Ithor, and they were commonly called Hammerheads because of their long curving neck and T-shaped head, and they quite often found this term very offensive. Unlike a lot of other species though, Ithorians had 2 mouths and 4 throats, allowing them to effectively speak in stereo. Female Ithorians had 2 humps on the back of their head, while males had only the one. And they have glossy, usually brown flesh, and they stood roughly between 1.8 and 2.3 meters tall from eye stalk to toe. It was also found that their reflexes and coordination were somewhat slower than that of average humanoids. In addition to allowing them to speak their unique stereophonic language, the Ithorians' 4 throats also had the ability to violently expel air, resulting in a deafening and potentially concussive scream. While pretty much all Ithorians possess this strange talent, those with force training, such as Jedi Master Roron Korob, could actually push enough power into their sonic bellow to shatter iron and shred plasteel. Despite this, most Ithorians tended to go their entire lives without ever resorting to violence, and so the ability remained relatively ambiguous. Now when it came to Ithorian kids, which were known as pupa, they were commonly glassy-eyed, appendageless and limber, until they metamorphosized. After the molt, Ithorians lost an oral flap and every locomotion tube, gained lumps, craters in their craniums, and an appetite for ant flies. And as a side note, apparently adult Ithorians could father several thousand offspring. Ithorians were natives of a lush world with sprawling rainforests that was called Ithor. The Ithorians worshipped their mother jungle, and long ago vowed never to desecrate their planet. Once they discovered a positive technology, the Ithorians built expansive herd ships, floating in the skies above their homeworld, and they then migrated to these platforms, ensuring that Ithor would remain pristine forever. The Ithorian people were led by their high priest, with each Ithorian herd being presided over by a force-sensitive individual who served as both a priest and healer. They had first contact with the Republic around 12,000 years before the Battle of Yavin, and they integrated well with the galactic community. Their language was often thought of as beautiful but very difficult to learn, as the Ithorians had twin mouths on opposite sides of their necks. Fortunately, however, they could speak basic, albeit with a strange accent. Now, the Ithorians were also found to be crucial to any and all efforts to restore planets that have been devastated by the Mandalorian and Jedi civil wars. One such example was Telos IV, whose reconstruction was minutely directed and supervised by Chodo Habat and his herd. Now, the way the Ithorian society managed to maintain its peaceful nature was by pretty much exiling those who had a tendency towards violence and aggression. 2 such exiles were the Mumu brothers, Dob and Del, who worked for the Galactic Republic as hired muscle, although they were found to be less than competent in their efforts. And there was also another exile named Momo Nadon, and he is the one you see in the cantina scene on Tatooine during A New Hope. Now, back on their homeworld of Ithor, the Ithorians practiced a communal form of government. Each herdship was autonomous and self-supporting. However, once every Ithorian season, which was around 5 standard years, the herds gathered for the meet, a grand gathering above the surface of their world where the herdships would join each other in a festival and regal ceremony. Also, within Ithorian society, there were a priestly group known as nature priests who communed with the mother jungle and had a deeper connection to the Ithorian homeworld. Now, the Ithorians also possessed a curious and gregarious nature, which meant that many found their way off-planet via their floating herdships' space-worthy counterparts, and when dealing with others, Ithorians were always supremely polite. They were very conversational and had profound respect for the views of others. Though often described as likable and friendly, many sentients found them altogether just dull. Even when they had disagreements, Ithorians were unlikely to discuss their grievances with anyone unless the offending party was present, and to do otherwise was considered rude. And as a final note, because a lot of Ithorians were force sensitive, a lot of them went on to serve the Jedi Order. as the Jedi Code valued the good nature that Ithorians so cherished. And that, my friends, is the Ithorian species in a nutshell. So, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you all in the next one, and until then, may the Force be with you.